Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you might be one of the biggest trade rumors we've seen in a long time, and it could seriously shake the NFC West to its core. Now, I know a lot of you are already thinking, wait, what? Myles Garrett, the Browns' superstar pass rusher. Are we really talking about that? Absolutely. The buzz around the league is heating up, and sources close to Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini are whispering about a potential blockbuster deal that could happen right after the trade deadline, which was just a few days ago on November 4th, 2025. And believe me, this is no small rumor. So here's the scoop. The Cleveland Browns, who are currently sitting at a disappointing 3-8 and are in the middle of a rebuild, especially financially with around $25 million in cap space tight, might be parting ways with their elite edge rusher Myles Garrett. And the team that's heavily linked to acquiring him, none other than the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you heard that right, a potential trade for Garrett. And if this deal goes down, it would be one of the most impactful moves of the season, especially for the 49ers, who are desperately looking to bolster their pass rush after some recent setbacks. Now, why would the 49ers want Garrett? Well, for starters, his production this year has been nothing short of phenomenal. Garrett is a sack machine, and in 2025 he's been on fire, racking up 29 solo tackles, 10 assists, and a staggering 15-0 sacks, leading the league. His pressure rate is through the roof, and he's an absolute nightmare for offensive lines. His ability to generate pressure, force turnovers, and disrupt the quarterback's rhythm makes him one of the most feared pass rushers in the league. The fact that he's doing all this despite missing some time earlier in the season due to a rib injury, which limited him in Week 6, only underscores how dominant he truly is when healthy. And let's not forget, Garrett's impact is not just about his individual stats. His presence on the field elevates the entire defense. It's no coincidence that his explosion in 2025 has coincided with the Browns' defensive struggles. Cleveland's defense, which was supposed to be a top-tier unit, has permitted 32 points per game, a huge jump from previous years, and their pass rush has dropped off significantly without Garrett's relentless pressure. The Browns have also been dealing with a shaky offensive line, allowing 32 sacks this season, which isn't helping their cause. Their rebuild, combined with cap issues, especially after extensions for players like Deshaun Watson, means they're looking to clear some cap space, and Garrett could be the player they're willing to sacrifice, especially if they get a first-round pick in 2026, which is reportedly part of the trade talks. Now, imagine this scenario. The 49ers, sitting at 7-4 and still trying to find consistency on defense after the injury to rookie Michael Williams, who tore his ACL in November and is out for the season, see an opportunity to upgrade their pass rush dramatically. Their sack total has fallen to around 22, way below their usual standards, and that's been a big issue for a team that prides itself on relentless pressure. Adding Garrett would not only give them a premier pass rusher, but also help them close the gap in the NFC West, which is fiercely competitive. The Rams are still rolling, and with the Seahawks and Cardinals also battling hard, the 49ers need to do everything they can to keep their edge. Think about it. The 49ers already have Nick Bosa, who's been dominant, and PFF grades him at 91, making him one of the best in the league. But pairing Bosa with Garrett, that's a game changer. It's a duo that would strike fear into any offensive line in the league. Garrett's ability to generate pressure from the edge, combined with Bosa's relentless motor and pass-rushing skills, would create a nightmare for quarterbacks. This duo could be the backbone of a defense that elevates the team's chances of returning to the Super Bowl. Now, some of you might be wondering, but what about the cap hit? The Browns are looking to free up cap space, and Garrett's contract, while hefty, could be restructured or adjusted in a way that benefits both sides. Cleveland might be interested in a first-round pick in 2026, which would be a huge haul for them as they try to rebuild after their rough start. For the 49ers, giving up a first-rounder might seem steep, but the immediate impact on their pass rush and overall team performance could be worth it, especially considering their Super Bowl aspirations. Looking at Garrett's career, it's clear he's a game wrecker. Over his career, he's amassed 108 sacks and over 300 tackles, with an average of 6-8 sacks per year. His ability to double-team and win against blockers is top-notch, and his pass rush grade from PFF is an impressive 94. 2, with a win rate of around 29%. He excels at rushing the passer from multiple angles, stunts, and creating chaos in the backfield. Even with a minor injury earlier this season, he bounced back strongly after Week 9, posting 5 sacks and forcing quarterbacks into mistakes, which increased turnovers by around 10%. His versatility in rushing the passer and stopping the run makes him one of the most well-rounded defenders in the league. From Cleveland's perspective, their offense has been anemic, scoring just 21. 8 points per game, which has dropped about 15% in expected points added per pass attempt without Garrett on the field. They're in a bit of a rebuild, trying to find their footing after a rough start, and their defense has suffered because of it. Extending Watson's contract and trying to rebuild a struggling offensive line with 32 sacks allowed makes their situation even more complicated. The Browns might see trading Garrett as a way to free up cap space and retool for the future, especially if they're not in a playoff mindset this season. But for the 49ers, this potential trade isn't just about plugging a hole, it's about transforming their defense into a true juggernaut. Projected to have about 14 more sacks in 2026 if they land Garrett, their pressure rate could increase by around 22%, especially with Bosa and Garrett working side by side. This would significantly reduce their points allowed from around 22. 9 per game down to closer to 19, and improve their EPA per pass, making life even more miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Their defense would be a nightmare scenario for any offense, and the resulting impact on their win probability against top-tier teams would be substantial, possibly boosting their chances of making a deep playoff run. And let's talk about the bigger picture here. A move like this could be a catalyst for the 49ers to establish a defensive dynasty, similar to what we saw with the Eagles after Riddick's breakout in 2023. Boosting their pass rush, increasing third down stops, creating turnovers, all of this adds up to a team that can dominate on both sides of the ball. Plus, with the offense led by Brock Purdy, who's been playing at a solid 115 rating, giving him more time and less pressure could unlock even more of his potential as a clutch quarterback in high-pressure moments. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, wow, this is a lot to process. But the truth is, this kind of trade could reshape the NFC landscape. It could elevate the 49ers from a very good team to a true Super Bowl contender, especially if Garrett can replicate or even surpass his 2025 production in San Francisco. The odds of winning the Super Bowl could jump significantly, with projections moving from around plus 1,300 to a more favorable plus 700. That's a massive shift, and it's no exaggeration to say that Garrett could be an X-factor in the playoffs, especially against high-powered offenses like the Rams or even the Chiefs. Imagine the playoff scenarios: Garrett rushing against Stafford, sacking him multiple times and forcing turnovers that lead to quick points. His presence on the field could be the difference in tight games, turning the tide in the 49ers' favor and giving them that extra edge needed to hoist the trophy once again. The NFL is all about the trenches, and this move would send a message that San Francisco is all in on building a dominant, intimidating defense. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Browns are willing to part with Garrett, and if the 49ers are willing to give up a first-round pick in 2026. But given the current landscape of the NFL, with teams like the Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills stacking the deck with elite pass rushers, the 49ers know they need to keep pace. Adding Garrett could be the final piece that pushes them over the top. And now, San Francisco fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Garrett would be the perfect fit for the 49ers? Can this trade really turn the tide in their favor and help them chase another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.